Hi everybody. This month I want to give you an update on the work that your board is doing to provide you with forward-looking professional development programs, help expand your network, and create a close-knit community. I would also like to take this opportunity to tell you where we need help, and in case you or somebody else you know can lend a hand. And lastly, I just want to touch on a couple of highlights of some of the upcoming events that we have planned this month. The board held our year beginning meeting last Saturday, and because of bad weather, we have to use our next couple of meetings to finalize our goals, metrics, and our operating model. However, we do have three overarching chapter goals that we're going to be focusing on this year that I'd like to share with you right now. The first is to increase membership retention and strengthen our brand through valuable professional development experiences and community interactions. This has been and will continue to be our #1 priority. We have some exciting programs and community building ideas that meet the bill that we'll use our weekly e-blasts and social media channels to tell you about. Your leadership team is eager to deliver high-impact programs. We are also, though, unfortunately, in desperate need for venues to hold chapter events. So please let us know of any conveniently located meeting spaces that can accommodate large groups, ideally as large as 100. If you could share that information with Rob Hellman, Caitlin Weaver, or myself, we would really appreciate it. Our contact information is on the chapter website, and you can always talk to us at a chapter, SIG, or peer-to-peer event. The second chapter goal is to increase the financial contributions from sponsor contributions and other revenue sources with our membership, brand strength, and marketing. More revenue will enable us to attract top speakers, reserve suitable meeting spaces for marquee speakers, and provide you with something to eat at some of those events. So this is a pretty big need. So please let us know of any prospective sponsors and revenue-generating program ideas you think could help us put a little bit more money in the chapter piggy bank. Our third goal is to improve chapter operations so that the chapter functions efficiently and effectively. This will improve our member experience and make it easier for us to do our own volunteer work. In order to do this properly, we are building a new operations team that will be led by a newly created VP of Operations. This person will be our Chief Operating Officer and will have the opportunity to build his or her own team. If you or someone you know is interested in this position, please get in touch with either Teresa Din or myself. Before signing off, I want to tell you about two events coming up this month. The first is Hal Christensen's Performance Support SIG on Wednesday, February 11th. As part of our operations initiative, this SIG is going to design and pilot a performance support system for our chapter administrator, Art Weiss. Art has a personal interest in this initiative because it should enable Art to take vacation, because unfortunately right now there's no one who can take his place. So he's required to check in on the chapter every day while he's away. So our hope is that we can give him a break and perhaps create a prototype for making other jobs easier to perform across the chapter. So more about that on the 11th. The second event I want to mention is the informal discussion we're going to have with 2014's CLO of the Year, Tom Evans, on Thursday, February 26th. Tom is working way ahead of the curve at PricewaterhouseCoopers in the way that he has built a culture of learning and development that is driving business outcomes for that prestigious consultancy. Because our time with Tom will go quickly, we are asking you for questions before the program so that we can determine what the chapter wants to hear most and manage our time accordingly. Of course, there will be time for open Q&A that night, so feel free to send your questions to Caitlin, Rob, or myself. I already did, and I invite you to do the same. So in closing, I again want to ask you to consider making ATD NYC a bigger part of your professional development this year. Think about joining one of the many teams that are building their skill sets and resumes by volunteering their time and talents. you can learn more about several positions on the website that don't require buckets of time, maybe just a couple hours a week, and I think offer some nice developmental opportunities. So thanks for listening and tolerating my amateur video capabilities. I look forward to seeing you around the chapter one way or the other. So cheers for now.